Hello, people. Hi, welcome to this episode. My name is Brenda, as usual. And today I'm very excited. I'm very delighted to be sitting with someone very incredible. Today I'm having Pastor Martin Ssempa here with me. It's going to be an exciting conversation. I'm very excited about it. And we're going to focus on sex, marriage, and love. And then guess what? We're going to concentrate on a religious perspective given to us by Pastor Martin. So, yeah, let's get into it. Pastor, very welcome.
Thank you. I always like to talk about sex.
Thank you. I like to talk about sex too.
You know, we were set up. We were supposed to fight each other by our good friend Duncan when he sets up for this conversation.
Yeah.
But we tended to agree. So Duncan died in his movie.
He really died. He really hoped we'd fight. Unfortunately for him, we knew what we're going to talk about.
I look forward to talk to you about sex.
Yeah.
I remember there was a song back in my days called Oluwala Olunyunyunsi. Now, you probably weren't born then. It's in the 70s.
Yeah.
And it was about a girl who was in love with the guy, and she sort of detoothed him. And she would always eat his money. But in the visits, she came with another girl. So in the end of the song, it turned out that he liked the other girl who was a friend of this other girl, and the two hit it off.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
So in this story, Duncan seems to die in this movie. And we become friends.
Right? I'm very delighted, Pastor. I'm so happy to have you here.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So I want to just get on with it. Yeah. Because I know for a fact that our perspective of life and life's principles is affected by what we believe in, right? So I know for a fact that my perspective on sex and love and marriage is a bit different from yours.
I'm
right?
sure.
I'm 100% sure.
You posted saying,
Yeah.
what was it you talked to? You said, let's talk about risky, adventurous sex.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, let's get
do
it
it.
on.
So, Pastor, let's do it. Let's talk about it. But before we do, Pastor, I want to know,
Yeah.
from a church perspective,
Yeah.
why do people, for a lack of term, people who have strong faith or people that pray very often,
Yeah.
why do they shrink at the sound of sex? Why do they? It's an abomination.
Really?
Yes, Pastor. Why?
What research are you taking?
Oh no, Pastor.
Because my research, if you could look up a research called The Revenge of the Church Women. It's a research that was done by University of Chicago that really did a baseline on who has the best sex.
And what does it say?
For real, I mean, like sexual studies, best sex. How many people have climaxes? Who have sex more often? Who really has a great time? And they were surprised who actually came out,
Who came out
as
Pastor?
the most satisfied. You won't believe it.
Women?
It was women who are married, who attend church regularly, who pray.
Pastor, I don't
and
believe
who have
it.
been married at least 3 years.
I don't believe it unless I read it.
The story was so big that it was entitled "The Revenge of the Church Women."
Oh, okay.
So you see, a lot of people thought that maybe the swingers, the party girls, and the would be the ones who are getting it.
Yeah.
The people who are getting the best sex were the church women. And listen,
I don't believe
these
it,
ones that
Pastor.
you are saying, they had their day.
You're lying,
They
Pastor.
are getting it better than
You're
any
lying,
other.
Pastor. I don't
Listen,
believe
I
you.
even
No.
told Denzel,
No.
you know this DJ? Denzel, he is rocking around with a cat, okay? And I'm like, Denzel, you gotta get a woman. You gotta get married. And he's like, you know what? And we're in discussion because he's in Namilyango. He's part of our end. And he's like, guys like us, who are like, we're getting more of sex than guys. Listen, another study just came out that showed that guys who are more effeminate, the ones who carry around cats to try and attract women, those who are looking like they don't get much.
They don't?
They don't get. The study is us. I told, throw out the pussycat, get to be a real man. You'll get more of the real stuff.
Okay, Pastor, I want to interrupt you.
So my studies actually shows that religious people are hot.
Oh, really?
And I will give you my reasons why.
Why? Give me your reasons.
Listen,
Pastor.
the best sex, to have the very best sex, the ingredients. It's like, man, how do you make the good cake? How do you have the best to have really great sex? There are some ingredients.
Okay.
Number one, it must be completely vulnerable.
I
That
agree.
means I'm in it 100%. It's like I jump into the pool. I don't just put my leg in.
Yeah.
I'm in all the way.
Okay.
So one of the ingredients they did in that study, they found vulnerability was very important.
Yeah.
Secondly, trust.
Trust.
Because in the midst, trust and vulnerability fight distrust. So I have to trust you. I have to make sure that, hey, I'm going to show you my secrets, everything about me, all out. I'm all out. Listen, I actually think some of these people have never had real sex. Real sex is so awesome, you just go off the cliff.
Well, yes,
Okay?
Pastor.
And to be able to go off the cliff, that means there's no condoms.
Okay.
That means there's no calculations.
Yeah.
That means I'm not worried you're giving me hepatitis,
herpes,
simplex, or whatever, or even COVID.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I have to get to the point like, man, if we're having it, we are having it 1,000%.
Well, Pastor, it
brings back to the issue.
Pastor, I would like to ask you
brings back to the issue
Okay.
that before you jump into bed, you gotta get some things right.
Okay.
You gotta make sure you're committed. You gotta make sure you are tested.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure you are at the point where, look, whatever happens, I'm in. If a baby comes out, I'm in all the way. Whatever happens, even if you got small breasts. I was just reading a verse yesterday in Song of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 8. It says, we have our sister. She's young. Her breasts have not fully grown.
Oh.
We're like, what is going to happen to us on the day that she's asked to marry?
Yeah.
What will we tell the man? And I was there. I'm like, okay, this is really a great scripture. You didn't know that was in the Bible, did you?
Roughly.
Small teeth.
Small teeth. I imagine it's there.
How the in-laws are going to, people concerned are going to talk about her sister who got small teeth. Listen, the people who have it. And I think what I want
Pastor,
to do
you're not letting me
speak.
No, Pastor, you're not letting me
I want to demystify.
No,
you're
but
looking at
allow
a
me
man
ask
who has
you.
the greatest sex.
No, Pastor, allow
Oh,
me.
yes.
No, Pastor.
Oh, yes. Listen, you came with a prejudice thinking that religious people
don't have sex.
Listen, we are rocking.
Pastor, you're rocking, yes.
But and what I'm talking about is not even stuff I've just gave you a study. And anyone who's look at it, look up that study. It was entitled "The Revenge of Church Women." And when you go forward, those ingredients, they don't exist in other people.
Okay.
You can have this hookup. Let's hook up. I've read stories of this exciting, risk sex in a dressing room in a supermarket.
Do pastors do that?
No, I want to tell you why that really is not it. I've just seen a few videos sent out. There's the Chitenda video that just came out. Then there is a video of some guy with a woman. I think it's in one of those arcades. Okay, a guy and a girl, they're having sex. They just sent to me because I was an anti-pornography committee and they were complaining. And then there's a few others. I looked at them. There's one from South Africa of a prisoner.
Yeah.
And the prison warden. That's risky.
Yeah.
The power relations there. I looked at it.
I hope it wasn't abused though.
No, I watched these videos for several reasons.
Yeah.
I watched to see, are these people having great sex? Because the elements of great sex are known. The man focuses on the woman. Many of these videos, it's the man just focusing on himself, grinding away as if he's a peso, and it's got this gangsterism. It's the obsession. That's not sex.
Pastor, aren't you
bumping around?
Aren't you stereotyping sex? The same way you said, I came with this whole mindset that religious people or pastors don't have sex.
Oh my goodness.
You sound like you're stereotyping because I don't believe good sex is about hair. I don't believe good sex is about the look. And yes, you mentioned in your conversation that you believe good sex is about trust and getting to a point where you can have a baby. I don't agree. Ask me why, Pastor.
Why?
One, there's different reasons why people have sex, right? Married people have sex for their own reasons. Some people have sex for pleasure because it has to happen. It's a need.
Same for married people. I have sex because I want pleasure.
Okay, fine. Some people have sex because they're paid to have sex. They're prostitutes, yeah?
They're exchanging their body
Yeah.
for money.
Yeah, so many people exchange sex for different things. Some people exchange sex for love. It's still an exchange. I feel like at some point sex is an exchange.
It will be interesting, actually. The word love is very. I'm just watching the series, The Crown.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting. I always thought about King George, who abdicated the crown for an American woman, a model. And he kept saying, I did it for love. And as I'm watching this movie, the series called The Crown, I realized it really wasn't love. Actually, this lady was so controlling, the woman that was so. I don't know if you have you watched it?
Yes, I watched season 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's saying, I did it for love. And it almost sounds like something so glorious.
Yeah.
This guy was a coward. What he did was wrong. And love must be fully defined, because there is love as in terms of, hey, I wanna hook up.
Is that love? That's not love.
So we should call it hookup.
Yeah, it's hookup. It's
the
sex.
problem now in the minds of people is that we did it for no. We must qualify what true love. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not take advantage of the other person. Love wants the very best for the other person. That's what's called true love. And love love is where you say, look, I'm with you. Like, I've been married now for 30 years. Next April, I'm going to be 30 years.
Yeah.
When I made a commitment with Tracy, I met her when I was here in Makerere.
Yeah.
And I went to, I asked her to marry me in Wandegea by the mosque. It was an evening. We were playing music. This is 80s music. What if I never met you? Where would I be right now? She's American. I'm Ugandan. Okay. She's cosmopolitan from New York. I'm from the village of Masaka. She's sophisticated. All I have was my afro and breakdance. And but we fell in love. And I asked her to marry, and she said yes. So I made a commitment to her that I would leave other women and I would cling only to her.
Yeah.
I work at Makerere. There's many beautiful women. I've worked in the United States. There's gorgeous women, beautiful.
Yeah.
But I made a decision that my true love keeps commitment, that I will keep my love for her. That's why Tracy never have to worry that, hey, my husband is, going off with some other girl. That's true love. To be able to have true sex, you must be able to be a true lover. The problem now, many of your women, many of the young women, they are struggling. They are talking to me. And guess what? Yesterday I was on Magic 100. Some girl went to Busoga saying, oh, I want to get my boyfriend to be only with me.
Pastor.
Another girl in KIU. That's last year, doing social work. I want to get my boyfriend to only be for me. That's in the heart of the woman. She went to the witch doctors. Guess what the witch doctors did?
What did they do? Nothing. I don't believe in. What did they do that was successful?
Well, they said, we're going to administer to you the right medicine. And at night, 2 of them banged her.
Oh, no.
So she was raped.
Oh, dear.
So then she came out to report the guys to the police. And the police says, look, you came for a service. The service is for us to do our magic and enchantment to keep you in your true love.
So this is the magic we are giving you?
Yes. So we are inserting the magic into you using this method.
Using our method. Ourselves.
Yes. Listen, you guys are
I shouldn't be laughing because that's not funny.
Your people are in problems.
No, Pastor.
They are running away from Jesus. The desire of a woman is to have exclusive love. And many feminists, I've read many books. Many feminists have got this mindset of free love, casual sex. You can hook up. Women power. Yeah. Women power. I can have sex with whoever. If it's the lawyer, if it's the lecturer, if it's my fellow student, if it's my professor, a woman, a man.
My fellow girl,
listen, Then they end up heartbroken.
Why?
Because, one, it's not working. There's not enough glue in the hookup to keep the heart together.
Okay, Pastor, I need to ask you a question before we leave this particular point.
So listen,
no.
We are having the greatest sex.
No, please allow me to say what I want to say, Pastor. No.
Yes. 30 years. Goodness.
Pastor.
If you want to have great sex,
Pastor,
you got to do the right way.
Pastor, allow me to ask what I want to ask you.
Yeah.
We're still talking about sex, and I'm of the view that you can actually have sex without love. Do you know that?
Yes. It is a genital experience of manipulation. You can actually have, it's called masturbation.
Exactly.
Masturbation is when you manipulate your genitals.
Yeah.
Personally, or with the use of whatever methods.
Yeah.
To experience some kind of pleasure and you end up having an orgasm.
And it's a good thing,
Now,
Pastor.
It's not.
Orgasms are very
It's
good for your health.
selfish.
Why is it
Orgasm
selfish?
is great
Tell
when
me
you
why
share it.
tell me
Listen,
why
let me
it's
tell you
selfish.
what masturbation. I was addicted to
Tell
masturbation.
me why it's selfish.
I was addicted for masturbation from senior 2 up to my second year in university, my first year in university.
Okay, that's bad.
I was
Addiction.
an addict. I
Yeah.
would look at a woman, I'd get excited. I'd be like, I can't handle this. I can't handle this. I got to go to the bathroom and masturbate. Then when I became a born-again Christian, I get to realize, look, some things are beneath me.
Yeah.
You know, when you're a royal person, you treat yourself differently.
Yeah.
There's some things, some manyanga you don't do.
Like touching yourself.
Like, having sex with myself.
Okay.
Dealing with my own sexual fluids.
Why not,
I'm
Pastor?
like, wait.
It's
God
your
has
fluids.
spoken to me. I gotta save it and share it. Listen, sex belongs to be shared. And
Okay.
you can be selfish enough to do it to yourself.
Exactly.
It's okay.
For pleasure.
It's you. You are selfish. Pity on you. What a selfish prick.
No, Pastor. I can do all. I can do both.
This is what
I can
told
do it to
Stella
myself.
This is what I told Stella Nyanzi.
What do you tell her?
She talks about having her Rolex. She uses this roll-on. What do you call that
The
thing?
deodorant?
Yeah. She uses the deodorant to manipulate her genitals. And she's like, oh, my deodorant. Where are you? I'm like, what a prick.
No, but
What
Pastor,
an
how is that?
alleyway.
No, Pastor, how?
I mean,
How is it your
some
business?
of these people.
No, Pastor, how is it your business? If I go to my bedroom, you're not even seeing me. I get the deodorant or whatever you call it. This is the sex toys, the sex toys, the dildos.
Yeah.
So how is it any of your business, Pastor?
Yeah.
If I drive into my house and I'm horny, because that's a natural, it's a natural feeling.
You're on heat.
I am on heat,
Just like
Pastor.
any animal.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. So how is it a problem if I go to my bedroom and then I get my sex toy and do it to myself an orgasm? I've not hurt anyone. My sex toy is very sterile, and I don't see a problem. How is it against the law? How is it against God?
Okay, thank you for asking that question. It sounds like you believe in materialism. Materialism is a person whose philosophical mindset believes in only what they see, what they touch, what they experience. And they exist in life to only gain for themselves. That's a materialist. And there's a song
You are
called,
assuming.
I'm a material girl.
You are
living
assuming,
in a
but that
material
doesn't make it
world.
a fact.
Yes, that's the
It's
philosophy
what
behind
you
the
are
question.
assuming of me.
So you're saying if I get myself, I have sex with my dildo.
Self.
First of all, you are selfish.
Maybe. No, but
No, it's not maybe. Let me give it to
I
you.
have no boyfriend.
You're selfish.
I have
That's
no
number
boyfriend.
one.
I have no
That's
boyfriend.
number one. Two, you don't believe in saving.
Saving who?
Saving.
Saving who?
Saving sex. Saving money. You know when I save my money?
Oh, so I should save the sex?
Yes.
Why?
You save sex for your husband.
Okay, we shall get there.
So that you can be able to enjoy it. Okay, number three. When you come up to this issue, when you use the what do you call the dildo?
Yes, and vibrator.
And vibrator. I've got girls who have come to me with ruptured, damaged internal reproductive systems.
From a dildo?
Yes, dildos.
Thank you.
Okay, I can show you pictures of dildos. Just the other day, I was following up on the South African couple, a gay couple that split up. And the guy said, I couldn't take it anymore. This guy was feasting. He was sticking his arm inside my rectum. And number two, he had these toys. And they brought up the toys. Oh my gracious. Brenda, the stuff people put themselves in. Dude.
Yeah.
Ew.
People are different
Ew.
sizes, Pastor. People are different
Ew.
sizes. And that's
Oh my gracious. So let me move on. Then the other one is when you get to test the real thing. I mean, why do you go with plastic stuff?
Because I have no boyfriend.
Listen, we're
I have
into
no partner.
organic. We're into organic stuff. We're into natural stuff. And I'm looking at you. You look like a person who is into natural stuff.
Thank
you got
you
your
very-
afro.
Yeah.
Why are you sticking plastic
I have
inside
no
you?
boyfriend, Pastor.
Listen,
I have
no.
no boyfriend.
Listen, you
But
gotta
I'm horny.
listen. You gotta
What do you
save
expect me to
yourself
do?
like an animal. I have a dog at my place. Okay, my dog gets horny,
Okay.
and sometimes it jumps onto another cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
And it's trying to. Another time it's climbing a tree because there's a difference between a dog and a person. The ability to self-restrain. And that's what I learned. I was like that before I had a change of mind about masturbation. Don't give any credibility or respectability to a woman who runs off or a man and begins to manipulate themselves. Those are the low-class people. people
Pastor,
who are lacking discipline,
okay.
unable to save themselves. Look,
Unable to hold it together.
listen,
Okay.
you have money and you want to spend your money.
Yeah.
One of the things you learn in saving money or cooperatives is the ability to deny self-gratification. You're trying to justify, oh, I don't have a boyfriend. Oh, I'm doing it in the privacy of my bedroom. Let me move on, by the way. Let's talk about this issue because Professor Sylvia Tamale kept saying the same argument. And I can see she's another feminist.
Yeah.
She says,
Proudly.
what people do in the privacy of their bedroom is nobody's business. I said,
not
okay.
hurting.
I said,
It's not against the law. It's not hurting anyone.
actually, you're wrong.
How?
If
Tell
you
me.
only make laws based on hurting others,
Yeah.
that's a very poor philosophical mindset.
But laws about right and wrong.
No.
What's wrong
We do
about
not
me?
make right and wrong based on hurting other people.
What do we base it
Neither
on?
do we make decisions, oh, how does it affect you? No, I do right because it's right.
True.
I do right because it's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, true.
I don't steal because somebody's not going to find out.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Pastor.
I do right because it's right.
Yeah.
And now, what I discovered when people involve in what they do in the privacy of it never stays in the bedroom.
Why?
Let me
Mine
give it to
stays
you.
in the bedroom.
Two consenting adults. That's what she uses, consenting adults. Number one, does the dildo consent?
Oh, yes.
How does it?
Ooh, when it makes noise.
No, the dildo doesn't consent. You are using it.
It's an animal. Sorry. It's a non-living thing. Consent is someone having choice.
Okay.
We cannot ask a non-living object to have consent.
Oh.
It's impractical. It doesn't even make sense, Pastor.
So then, why are we worrying about climate change?
Those are living things. I'm talking about non-living objects.
Climate.
Climate is plants. It's the environment. It's our biosphere. It's important.
Okay, good. Let me bring it home.
My dildo.
How is your dildo powered?
So many ways. Some
No,
are
how is it
batteries.
powered? Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Oh, Pastor, I see what you're doing. You're trying to bring climate change.
From anywhere you go about
that's valid.
Climate.
No, that's a
you're
point.
here using.
That's a point.
You're talking about being
That's a valid
organic.
point.
You're being natural.
I like that.
The same people talk about
I
natural
like
as
that.
sticking
Pastor,
batteries.
no, that's the point.
My gracious me.
You're saying it's
I cannot
wrong?
believe that.
Pastor,
I can't believe, Brenda, that
You're
you
making-
would sit down.
that's a good point.
And you get something like a phone.
Yeah.
And you stick it into your very gentle genitals of your intimate areas.
dildos don't look like this, Pastor.
What's the matter with you?
They don't look like this.
Yes, there
They
are
don't
all
look like-
sorts of them.
And-
What's the, why you, and they look like a man's genitals, right? They look like a
yes,
man's
they
penis.
they can.
Why? Get the real thing.
Can I answer why? Can you allow me to answer why?
No, I want to tell you, why is it you don't have a boyfriend? Let's go that way.
Now?
How old are you?
I turned 29 in July.
Okay, why don't you have a boy? When did you last have a boyfriend?
About 6 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you break up?
Oh yes. we
Okay, why did you break up?
It was time to cross to different paths. We had different interests. It ended very amicably. Yeah, but it had nothing to do with dildos or sex. In fact, the sex.
I
was
would
very
hope not.
good. No, the sex.
I
was
would hope not.
fantastic.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Many feminists are very toxic. They look at men as the enemies. They look at men and in fact
But they are mostly, Pastor.
for feminists,
Yeah.
they think that when you sleep with a man, you are betraying the great sisterhood. The ultimate sex for feminists is sex with another woman. In fact, they say a feminist needs a man like a zebra needs a bicycle.
Pastor, I think there's
I'm bringing it home.
No, you're lying.
I'm not
I want
lying.
to talk facts.
I'm not lying.
I'm feminist,
Okay,
but
tell
I don't
me.
believe my dream sex is a girl. No, I'm strongly feminist, as strong as they come.
Okay, tell me, who
And
are
I
your
know-
feminist thinkers? What
Oh,
kind of
myself?
Yeah, no.
Start with
Who are
myself.
your feminist thinkers?
What
Let's
do you
talk
mean
about
by-
them.
What do you
Let's
mean by
talk
that?
about you. You are a feminist, okay?
Okay, Pastor, before I answer this,
Let's go in. I want to help you see. Show me the person who is behind the feminist movement. I will
Myself?
show you a lesbian.
Oh no, listen. Why I won't answer your question in the way you want me to answer, because there's an answer you're looking for. First of all, Pastor, before I even answer that, I feel like you're taking over my questioning role, but okay, let me answer your question before
I
we reverse.
debate. Are you scared right now,
Oh, no,
Brenda?
no. Oh, do I look scared? No, I'm not. I'm
Don't
not
be scared.
But I want to answer you.
I'm a big boy, and I think you're
I'm
a big girl. You can hold
I can
yourself.
Take it. I can take it.
Yes.
Let's do this.
By the way, listen.
Let's do this. No, Pastor, you can't
I was
ask me
looking at those
no.
nails of
Oh,
yours.
yes.
What is the name? What's the brand name of those?
Let's call them Brenda's nails because there's no brand.
Did you scratch your boyfriend?
Oh, he loved to be scratched. But just so you know, this don't.
Dude, I get to know where the guy took off. I won't be with a girl with those kinds of nails. Listen,
but
there's
a
point when you have
like
sex
you.
which is so mind-blowing, where you go off the cliff and you don't care. You understand?
Pastor,
and if you got those nails, you'll scratch the poor guy.
Pastor, I feel like
I want to put it to you.
No,
the guy
Pastor,
took off because you're scratching
I
it.
want us to have one point that I want us to sit on and talk about, because you've asked me 3 things. I've asked you 3 things. None has been answered, and we're still.
I
rolling
did.
over.
You asked me about preachers, religious people not having great sex. I gave you data. We have the best sex.
According to you, but okay.
Then you move forward. You ask, what's the ingredients of great sex?
Yeah.
I told you trust, vulnerability, commitment.
Yeah.
Then you came up to the issue of, hey, what if I can have sex with my old dildos? What is that? I said, look, that's selfish.
Yeah.
I told you.
Okay.
It's selfish. And it's very poor. The other thing that I would say to you about this ideology of feminism, it's very anti-African. You see, for the African, we care. We ask, whose child is that? Okay, when I said, oh, your one, I would ask, who is your mother, who's your father? I would even ask, what's your clan? I will ask, what's your tribe, Brenda?
Yeah.
Okay, because you see, you don't exist as an individual. You see, it's these Western European women and others who think they exist alone in individualism. We don't. Brenda is part of a family. Brenda is part of a clan. And for us as Africans, the ethic of marriage, family, and sex is well thought out. The living at the bridge between the past, that's ancestors, and the future, that's descendants. We exist as a community to perpetuate a future. When you look, John S. Mbiti, he's one of the first anthropologists. He explains why homosexuality is unacceptable for the African ethic. Children are not born there. And you see, for us, when it comes to sex, we are a community. When you get married, that boyfriend of yours...
You have sex as a community?
Yes.
Why?
Sex is part of a community.
Why?
Because you see,
if I'm having sex with you, it's between you and I. Why is it a community
let me demonstrate. Brenda, what's your last name?
Iriama.
Iriama. What clan is that? What tribe is that?
Karimojong.
Karamojong.
Yeah.
What clan is that in the Karamojong?
In English, I'll say vulture.
Vulture.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is a clan that you belong to. There's a tribe you belong to.
Yeah.
There are elders that you're part of. When it gets to your marriage, is there an arrangement in terms of how that transaction is done?
Pastor, I think
there is what's called bride price.
No,
there's
Pastor.
what's called elders. There is what's called covenant. Look, you don't want to hear this.
No, you don't want.
And this is the problem with feminists.
Pastor, you're speaking.
He's a Karamojong in defiance of being a Karamojong.
Pastor,
you got elders who give you guidance on how to have a marriage. So you have to admit, from talking to me, even before you talk to me, that you yourself are in defiance of who you are as a person in your family, in your clan,
before you even
in your
finish
tribe.
Let me tell you, Pastor, there's so many culture systems in Africa that I'm very proud right now to denounce. They're so useless. And by the way, to tell you something, Pastor, you've been saying feminist, you bring it out in such a toxic way, but do you even understand what feminism is?
Yes, I do.
Because from where I'm sitting, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You don't.
Since 2004,
what's your
let me tell you.
understanding of the word feminism?
I tell you, I started in 2004 when Uonet, Solomon Nakawesi, brought the play called The Vagina Monologues.
Oh, I read that book, loved it.
And so, by Eve Ensler, they invited me to sit in a debate on KFM to discuss this book. Because I'm like, what? A play called Vagina Monologues?
What's the problem?
What the heck?
What is the problem?
So they didn't, by the way, they didn't want me to read the play. I'm an intellectual. I want debate on something that I've not read.
Yeah.
So they fought not to give me the play. I got it.
Yeah.
I read it. There was nothing artistic or redeeming about it.
Yeah.
It's all about worshipping, adoring the female genitalia.
Yeah.
And I said, heck. And then this older woman seducing a young girl to do lesbianism on her. I see you looking down. I see your
I
eyes
want
are
to
going
speak,
down.
but you won't let
I
me
see
speak.
you getting embarrassed.
No,
Let me come
Pastor.
back. I said,
You don't want me to
this is
speak.
lesbianism.
Okay.
What the Mbu, we are bringing for empowerment of northern women. Northern women, we are going to empower them. I'm like, what? So anyway, after that, I sat with Solomon Nakawesi. I forget the other lady that I sat with. She's also quite high profile.
Yeah.
We debated with Professor Sylvia Tamale. The play was funded by Ford Foundation, who are the benefactors of Tamale.
Yeah.
So,
the benefactor.
by the way, they
okay.
gathered them in Nairobi and rebuked them, asking them, why did you allow Pastor Ssempa to shoot down this play? So I took that moment and I said, you know what? Let me study feminism. What is this thing that brings this vulgarity?
So tell me, what's your understanding of feminism?
Feminism is a theory towards changing of the system to quote unquote perceived disabilities, oppressions of women.
I'm sorry, to do what?
Now, there is several branches. There is gender feminism. This one states that women have been disenfranchised. We need to have more women in leadership. We have radical feminism, which states that patriarchy, which is where men provide the leadership in the family, in the society, have utterly failed. And they must be uprooted. And power belongs to the women.
I think you're lying.
Radical feminism do not recognize biological differences between men and women,
lying, Pastor.
except for reproductive. I think you're the one. Then
No.
there is Amazonian feminism. Amazonians teach that women can advance with training and they become like men. And the best form of society is this dream world where women are like men. And you know why? Gaddafi used to have a group of women called Amazonian. That was the Amazonian Brigade. Then there is pop feminism, third wave. All of them are seeking to change society, some through power, some through the advancement of removing patriarchy. All of them. So I've taken time to study them.
Okay, Pastor.
And now
I see that you studied.
And then I wrote my own theory.
Pastor.
I wrote my own theory of African complementary feminism, which I presented in 2004 at Sheraton. Because I said all of these were written by angry white women.
Listen, Pastor, first of all,
angry white women.
I don't believe
who don't believe in family. They don't believe in God. They hate men. They hate family. And the average expectation of the African woman are very different.
Pastor,
tell me.
I believe in God.
Tell me
No. I believe in God.
Give me the names.
I love my family.
Give me the names of here.
I love
who are
men,
the icons of the feminist movement?
Where? In Uganda? In the world?
No, the ones who write the books of feminism.
I love
Chimamanda. She's a new kid on the street from
Maya
Nigeria.
Angelou. Okay, Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou?
Yeah.
No. She's not a feminist scholar.
So what are you?
She's not a feminist
thinker.
do
you want us to mention? Because
no,
all important.
You go all through. You
give us a name.
Let me give them to you. Let me give them to you. Let me Google it to you.
You don't even know them off Ed.
Let me Google for this. Let me Google for you. I'll show you each one of them is a white and angry white woman.
Okay. Those are the what about the black angry men in Uganda like me?
You are disciples of an angry white woman.
But do you know why?
And you are fighting your own self.
Pastor, you don't listen. This kind of conversations need you to be objective as much as you're being subjective. Your opinion about feminism, first of all, is wrong. And I wish you knew that. It's extremely wrong. Feminism is actually saying, you know what? For a long time, women have been a minority group. For a long time, traditions like African traditional society, like religion, have actually not given women a voice. Feminism is just saying it's time for women to stop being that little group that can't have their own rights. Feminism is saying women can have land, can own land. Feminism is saying I can sit on this table and say, you know what? I don't want a boyfriend right now, despite Pastor telling me I need to have a boyfriend. Feminism is me saying, you know what, as African traditional society, it's questioning it.
No, that's not feminism.
Oh, what is it?
That's Christianity. That's Christianity. You don't know your history.
Tell me more.
Who is the first woman who stood up to challenge and demand marriage rights here?
I actually don't know. Tell me, please.
Okay, you need to read.
I need to read that up, though. I don't know who that is. Tell me.
Let me just first come. Christianity
No, tell me who that was. You can't be
coming.
telling me this and not telling me who.
I'm coming. One of the first colorful women, to me, is Clara. Clara, she's a princess. She was told that a princess is not supposed to marry, according to the Baganda. I'm a Muganda. We have a very strong cultural kingdom. So, omumbeja tafumbirwa. Because they have to protect the throne. Clara said, no, I want to marry. They sent her to take care of the shrine of Mukasa. Clara took the ivory of Mukasa and burnt them and said, I'm a Christian. Clara went ahead and married a Christian man. The Baganda were mad. In fact, in the end, Kabaka Mwanga ordered Anna, she was killed by firing squad. I love Clara. I will just look up her name.
So you think Clara
when you talk
stands
about,
for feminism
when you
because...
talk about challenging the system, the persons who have challenged the system in Africa, number one, marriage rights, Christian. Now move forward, equality in the family. The people who have brought equality in the family is born again. The first people who called women, my sister, my wife, my equal partner, is the Balokole Bazukufu.
No one is talking about Balokole.
I'm talking about...
No one is even shaming them.
Even the ownership of land. Just recently, the former prime minister of Uganda, Simeon Nsibambi, he never had sons. He had daughters.
Oh, I love that very much. Yes.
And then he came to the point of
I loved when he came
being
out.
an heir. He appointed his daughter and he said,
Molokole Naye, why are you bringing me?
No, I want you to understand that the theoretical background of the ability to bring social change on women owning land, on women marrying, on women having equal status with men, it's been brought by Christians.
Okay, Pastor, I like that.
In Uganda, and I want you to move forward.
I like that. That's what you believe.
Let me just finish with Apollon Sivambi. What a joy! And you know, Baganda, when the system is tested, they don't want to discuss. So the was it Mamba? I forget the clan Sivambi is from. Sivambi aliwachikaji. Sivambi was told by the clan leaders, even from Buganda, that no, a girl cannot be what?
A hair,
He said, for me as a Christian.
Oh, I love that he stood up.
Now, the greatest ally of women in Africa is the church. It is not the angry feminists from Europe who have just come by night. The ones you're pointing, the Maya Angelou's, the who's, I've just Googled here, I will not even read them. Those are not the one. They are not. The real friend of a woman is the Church of Jesus Christ that has told a man should marry one wife, a man should be faithful to her, a man should share. Like for me, my property belongs to my wife. We own everything. Okay,
that's very good.
I don't have to write a will saying, you know, this one I'm giving. No, my property belongs to my wife.
Pastor, so that's very good.
You need to be redeemed from the deception that looks the church as the enemy of good sex and as the enemy of women empowerment.
Oh, no, we love the church. We love the church. Listen, I am a church goer. I love the church. But Pastor,
why do you have
first of all,
you have a ring on your tongue?
I love rings. In Karamoja, we're all about piercings.
No. Why do you have a ring on your tongue?
Because I love piercings.
It's
my culture.
Lesbians are the ones who carry a ring. Are you a lesbian?
Maybe. Does that affect you?
No.
Does that make you itch?
Are you embarrassed to admit that you are? Is that something that...
Is that what you want me to say to you?
I want to know. Look, I'm a person who's very blunt and very open.
No.
I went to the United States.
I said I'm not.
I went to buy a Bible. Let me tell you, I went to buy a Bible for my daughter. And when I got there, it's in Nobles where they sell these books. And I'm always wanting to learn. So I got there and the girl selling the book, she had a ring on her tongue, which is quite odd. So I say to her, hey, miss, why do you have a ring on your tongue? And she looked to her other agent. She's like, oh my gosh, he's even buying a Bible. I don't know what to say to him. So, and in my work as a social worker, because that's my profession, I'm a social worker counselor. I work with lesbians. And many of them told me that we use this ring for genital manipulation of our partners. And we use the ring because we don't have a penis. Okay. So I'm like, man, you got to get the real thing. You know? So
but what if told you I have my ring to piss people like you off. People who think that having a ring is actually something, or people who actually are going to judge someone because of how they look, which to me is nonsense. It doesn't even make sense.
I'm surprised there will be someone who just likes to move in life, put such a painful thing to piss people off.
Oh no,
I would ask myself,
no,
what's the matter with me?
Sweet pain, sweet pain. One, I like it, and two, I like to look at people like you go on about things that actually don't matter in life. Going back to Pastor, allow me to go backwards.
It's okay, but I just wanted to look. I ask questions. I ask why people wear rings, but you know,
I also answered them.
It's good to know. I just saw on Twitter the other day. No, I think TikTok. One of the famous bloggers that she was getting a noise job. You know, she was getting a ring.
Yeah.
And while she was doing that, she was showing us her breasts. And I noticed, you know what? You can sexualize something and promote it. Yeah. It's odd. It's odd to have a ring on your tongue.
Yeah.
Pastor,
so many. I'm taking tea like
this.
No,
that's water.
Mm.
It must be
same science. It goes down the throat.
It must be. I mean, how do you kiss a guy with a ring?
Just like that. Apparently, we're the best kissers. They say.
Who say?
People who kiss us.
Who?
Yeah, everyone says. Everyone, Pastor.
Really?
Yes, Pastor.
Listen.
But no, Pastor. I know what. No, we shall come back to
it. I'm telling you.
I'll get it.
Now you are on dildos. You are on this thing. Brenda, you need a real man. And Brenda, I want to pray for you.
More for
because
the
day you get a full man.
Pray for me.
By the way, I want to suggest. May I make a suggestion? The kind of guy you need is a mugisu.
No.
One who is circumcised.
Hey. Why?
That one will show you love.
Show me. But Pastor, me, I don't believe love.
Basoga have sweet words. Basoga have sweet words.
No, Pastor, let's move on though. Let's move on, Pastor.
I was going to tell you about the guy. Isiko was conning some feminists and she locked him up, a poor guy. But he was sending her sweet words.
Pastor, I want to say something before we get off this topic.
Yes.
I'm going to go back to what you said about religion and church being the founders of... Let me finish. Don't stop me, please. But you see, Pastor, in that same sentence, you're contradicting yourself. How? Because you yourself have come out in your own words and you said you're the king of patriarchy and everything in your own words.
Oh, yes, I protect the patriarchy.
Yes, but then...
I believe in order of fathers.
No, but listen, Pastor, that's not just what patriarchy is.
The husband
you cannot
is the head of the wife.
That's not the meaning of patriarchy. It's a part of it, it's a component, but it's not that. It's not what it is.
How I define it. Here's the issue.
It doesn't matter. It's not about how you define it.
Debate terms without defining them.
It's not about how you define them.
How you define it, and I'll define it for
Pastor,
you.
let me finish my point that I was making. You cannot say that you're the king of patriarchy and again say you are the person that's protecting the women, when patriarchy actually in its actual component is a system that is made against women. So how does a king of patriarchy then come out the way you are frantically defending how we stood for women? You can't. It doesn't make any logical sense.
Really?
You can't say I'm a murderer and I save people. That's exactly what you're saying, because that's what patriarchy stands for. You can Google it, you can read about it, but that's the definition of patriarchy.
I'll bring it home for you. Just recently, one of the most famous British writers, the one Harry Potter. Do you know her name?
The writer. Yes, J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Have you been following the controversy of how she's been attacked by trans men?
Not much. No. Because she also wrote this. I didn't follow it very. Okay, but the first time it happened.
Let me help you to understand.
Yes, please.
Right now, as we speak, the word woman and the word mother has been erased from European and American legal writings.
I don't know about that. I don't believe you.
But you're ignorant.
Maybe in this
Brenda,
subject.
Brenda, I put it to you.
In the subject,
that you are studying things that were written 60s and 70s.
It's what you think, Pastor.
I need to bring you.
You don't even know what I'm reading right now.
Today, CDC released a report saying they called women, mothers, they called them pregnant people because of the LGBT theory, where they believe that a woman can become a man and a man can become what? A woman. And by so doing, yes, the radical feminism. And by so doing, they have gotten now to a conflict where there are men who are claiming to be women.
Claiming to be women.
And they have got a whole category called transgender, trans men.
But Pastor, what does
excuse me, I want you to finish this issue.
Okay.
Now, when these transgender, trans men have entered into law, they have sought to enter the private places of women and mothers. Any place where a woman is, these guys who claim to be women,
claim to be women,
have now taken in. So today, you cannot define in England. If you define, they ask you, what is the definition of a woman? And the dictionary definition is an adult female. If you write that,
I get your point. It's the different gender forms that have come up now.
If you write that, you are committing a crime. And because of that, the whole concept of mother, the whole concept of woman is eroded because of the transgender LGBT theory that you are talking about. Now, for you, you have just gotten on this issue. You have just heard Sylvia Tamale teaching you about this gender.
Yeah.
You've not seen the impact of it. Today, women are suffering. Last week, some of my Christian friends went to Los Angeles because men who are claiming to be women were entering women's private places, saunas. I mean, imagine you want to be with fellow women. A man, a chigai, like one of these, with a good beard, comes and says, me, I'm a what? And because now with a new theory that you are perpetuating, gender is self-identification. How you feel. Oh, I feel like a woman now. If I see a chick, I want to be close. By the way, I'm a very good typist. And the reason I learned typing in Rubaga was there was a pretty chick in my senior 3 who was taking typing. And I wanted to be sitting next to her. So I learned typing because I wanted to be next to this pretty girl.
Okay.
So guys want to be near girls. Predators now are using that theory that you are giving to me, and they're attacking women. And guess who is defending women?
Who?
Christians.
Christians
showed up in LA. They went out and they challenged the transgenders and they said, leave women's spaces alone. Leave girls' spaces alone. There was a fight. They beat the Christians. You need to wake up, Brenda, to see what's going on in the world. I believe that you are well-intentioned. I believe you've had some of these theories of these Sylvia Tamale, Matembe's what. And there's a lot of funding in the city for those, whether it is UN, women, whether it is European Union, whether it is... Listen, all everywhere, for every 10 NGOs, 9 are for women.
I like that.
And what are they pushing? Gender. Simanya, violence against women.
So,
violence,
Pastor,
money.
You seem
I want to tell you again, the greatest friend of women are Christians who teach that the head of the family is a man. Now, you may not like that. You may rebel. As a rebellious woman. So, so don't call feminism It's a bunch of rebellious women.
Maybe.
Okay?
We have reason to be rebellious, though. Pastor, like I said...
You have good reasons, but you have wrong. What are the reasons? Why are you rebellious?
Yes, let me answer that. I'm rebellious because I work so hard and I want to own land. I don't understand why African traditional society won't let women have property. I'm rebellious because I don't understand why you should judge me, why I should not get some roles because simply I'm a woman. Do you know that that's...
What roles?
So many roles. I've sat on tables, corporate tables, decision-making tables, where I was actually smarter than, I would say, most of the men in the room. But I can tell you, Pastor, when we fight, it's not just for jokes. It's because we've experienced it.
Are you for real?
I'm not even lying about this, Pastor.
I mean, let's break it home.
Don't dismiss my experience because it's real.
Let's break it home.
Do not dismiss my experience because it's real as it gets. It wasn't the first time.
This is my problem.
My opinion, I can assure you, was trashed, not because of anything else, but because I was a woman. And I'm not the only one.
Okay, very good.
We're everywhere.
I'm going to show you.
So don't dismiss my experience.
Number one,
yeah.
When you say you need to buy land, you can't buy land.
No, that's the cultures.
Are you sure?
In Karamoja, for example.
Tell me.
Women, it's just now because we are fighting, because women are actually fighting for their rights,
now?
that they can actually, that some women, empowered women, can actually own property. But in Karamoja right now, as I speak, women can't own land. Okay. There are men, however, can inherit all of it. And the woman who is actually tilling, women are actually very, African traditional society, patriarchy has told women.
People look sympathy. Brenda, I don't like that. Let me tell
you. Call that sympathy?
Yes.
You call abusing my rights?
You are singing a pity, have pity on me type thing. Let me bring.
So you don't think I deserve to own land?
No.
Why?
And this is what I don't like about feminists. Why do you think you're more
deserving? No, why?
I lost the job. It could have been your tribe.
Why do you think?
You're a wrong tribe.
Why do you think?
In this age we are in,
So
people like to hire banyankore. People hire people with sharp noses.
We have no
you did have the right nose. And everybody is having the same problem. And here you're coming up. It's because I'm a woman. No. I don't like that.
Don't make noise.
No. I don't like that. Look, Baganda women have had the same problem. Now your Baganda men are having the same problems.
No.
They don't get the job. Look, I went and applied for Minister of Health. I have the best ideas.
Are you a doctor?
Guess what? I am a doctor. I'm a PhD.
No, medical doctor.
Listen,
are you a medical doctor?
I applied in the area of my specialty. Okay. They refused to give me.
Okay.
Why? Corruption. But you know why? You define it as a women's struggle. You know what? You are so wrong.
Why?
You need to go to Chankwanzi. And if I could, I would get all the women that Sylvia Tamari has trained and take them to Chankwanzi to get political economic education.
So, Pastor, you're making noise because you are denied that job.
And I hate people who like I beg sympathy. You will get no sympathy from me.
You can make noise, but
all of us are suffering. Busimanya women, you can't buy land. Yeah. Nonsense.
Okay,
nonsense.
Pastor. You see
I hate feminists
we had men
who even attack people who have done favors for you because you must sing some victim story so that you can impress the European. I don't like it. I listen, amongst the things me have suffered, and this is what I told Bobby Wine. Bobby Wine was beaten in Koboko, and he started saying, Kare. Look, the amount of suffering I've gone through from homosexuals, how they litigated against me, how I had to hide, how my daughters had to be away, how I spent years, lost my finance, lost my good name, but I never talk.
Because you spoke out against them.
Brenda, you don't know that I lost.
No, I don't know.
Millions.
I really don't know. I don't know.
You don't know that I used to get grants. Millions.
Oh, sorry.
But because I stood up against homosexuality, they came against me. They asked to lose my degree. They asked me to lose everything. My credit. I used to preach in the biggest churches. Rick Warren, the biggest top dog, would invite me regularly. Willow Creek, the second largest church, I would speak. But when I said no, Sodom is an abomination. Yeah. The entire group from Washington to LA to England, Berlin, they came against me to persecute. But I never talk about that because I will not seek sympathy of people. I will do what is right. And even this issue, Simanya, you can't buy land. That's a lie. Simanya, you can't get a job because I'm a woman. Wrong. In fact, most companies, they advertise women encouraged to apply. Women are getting free points at Makerere University. Women are getting free funding everywhere. The stuff you're talking is what?
Can I talk now? So, Pastor, you feel
I have to conclude on this part because I'm annoyed. I will give, if you want sympathy, you will have no sympathy from me.
Fine, conclude.
No, and by the way, I'm surprised that the Karamojong woman would even engage in those kinds of things. I always thought Karamojong women are the kind of women who wrestle a man down.
Well,
and if you can't wrestle a man down, then you can't marry her.
Oh no, Pastor,
you are now really putting a bad image of Karamojong women.
Pastor,
I wish I hadn't even begun discussing.
That is your problem.
Don't look for sympathy.
Pastor, that's your problem.
By the way, if I had a way, I would take you back to Karamoja
to do what,
and retrain you to be a strong woman.
Why?
Do you know how to shoot a gun, by the way?
For softness, Pastor.
Look at those nails. Can your nails shoot a gun?
Luxury, Pastor.
Look at that. This is the problem.
Pastor, I'm meant for luxury, not fighting, please.
But you know, I need to prepare you to get a man.
Oh, please pray for that.
I no, don't put me that Smanyambo. Pray for that. No, you need to prepare yourself to be a good woman. I can't recommend you now for a man. Rings in the rings in the nose, rings on the tongue. Look at those nails. Can you even peel matoke?
Pastor, I will not go for
Can you milk a cow?
For me. Anyway, guys, this is a very amazing conversation. I've loved this conversation so much, Pastor.
I'll be happy.
This energy, but we shall continue to keep going.
Please.
So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this conversation as much as I have. I've loved that me and Pastor have gotten into each other's nerves. Did you see that? I love it. I love that we managed to poke each other. And for me, that's what conversations are all about, because when you have different mindsets and you can tear yourselves up and then at the end of the conversation actually laugh, for me, that's a good conversation. I hope you enjoyed it, and we shall bring you more